Yeah, so I'm pretty close to doubling my account right now. I put 5K
Eh,
in and I'm at 8K. That's within, past 3 days. Just 1 hour, man. 1 hour, $3,000 in three
wow.
days.
Wow. Winston, what's happening, bro?
What's up,
So
Howard?
we have Winston back again. Last time we had you on was about a month ago, and you had just joined the program, and we brought you on because you had just been crushing it right off the bat, right? Within 2 weeks, you were placing some beautiful trades, and now we're doing a follow-up call because less than a month later, you're now sharing some massive wins with the group. Why don't you give us a quick breakdown? What have you been able to accomplish? Give us some specifics.
Yeah, so this week I actually put some money in my account and decided to go live. So we originally set out a goal to pass some funded accounts on prop firms and then work towards a payout, which that's still in the works. But something very interesting happened at the beginning of this week. I've been kind of toiling around with indicators and order flow and really trying to see how I could piece it together to make your strategy even better, right?
Hmm.
Because I just hate losing. I'm just like, there's got to be a way where I can never ever lose, and it just simply wasn't the case. I just continued to make mistakes that I shouldn't have made, and then I start looking and everything just started getting confusing, and so I just went back to what you originally taught me. I kind of gone full circle. And I'm thankful that I did do all the experimentation and all of that, just because that's what I needed to happen for me to just completely surrender to, what you've already laid out. And once that happened, again, it's like a light bulb moment. And that gave me the confidence to go live this week. And yo, brother, that's working out really well for me.
Awesome, bro. Well, before we unpack that, because there was a lot there and some gold nuggets, give us some specifics. How much did you open your account with? How much dollars you put in there? How much have you been able to make? How's it looking?
Yeah, so I'm pretty close to doubling my account right now. I put 5K
Eh,
in and I'm at 8K right now. So, and that's within, the past 3 days.
yeah.
Uh,
So that's a little over $3,000, right, in profit?
yes, sir.
Wow. In just 3 days.
In 3 days. Yes,
Now, let
sir.
me ask you, how much time have you been spending trading each day?
Each day, hour and a half. I've been doing my best to try to get off right at 10:30. I want that to be my cutoff, whether I have a trade or not. I just like that morning session. Yeah, just 1 hour, man. 1 hour, $3,000 in three
Wow.
days.
Wow. That's incredible. Just for context, you came into the program with no experience, no background of investing or the stock market. You're like, I'm just taking a leap of faith. I'm going to try this out. 2 months later, you made $1,500 on
Mhm.
Tuesday, 1,500 on Wednesday, and today you made like 750 or something,
Yep.
which is insane. When you were talking about earlier, you were talking about how you were testing different things, no?
Yep.
And I've noticed this with myself as well. Sometimes we tend to have a hard time with uncertainty, right?
Yeah.
When we take some losses, we're like, there's got to be a way to know for sure
Yes.
how not to lose, right? It sounded like you came full circle to like, you know what? I'm just going to stick to what's working.
Yes.
I think that's a huge tip, maybe for those listening, because we all go through that. And you
Yes.
you, you tried it out, you tried a few things, but that happens quite a bit, and maybe you had to go through that, right? That was like a
Mhm.
stepping stone to get to the next level,
Yes.
right? Is there something else that has clicked for you since the last time that we spoke? Any important lessons that have allowed you to continue to grow?
Yeah, I would say a one-on-one coaching, holding me accountable for my trades, whether they were good, bad, or whatever. We have to talk about it. In life, I think people have the tendency to just kind of turn a blind eye to imperfections, flaws, shortcomings, whatever. But breakthrough can't happen until you face it. So having to address the mistakes on the charts. I know that they mistakes, but we still got to talk about them.
Yep.
I know what I need to do, but we still got to talk about it, right? Because that's what pushes you to grow so that you don't make those same mistakes. So one, accountability, the one-on-one coaching has been instrumental. I would also attribute the tracking of the trades on TraderView, having the data. I know that whenever we do our weekly calls, you will pull up my stats and show me what trades are working, if I'm going short or long. And in this last session, you showed me that the continuation trade is a 75% win rate. Man, I'm not a mathematician, but I know 75%, that's a pretty good number.
High odds of working.
Yeah, it's working. So not overthinking it, allowing the numbers, the data, the accountability, making sure that I'm trading the process and not the P&L. We're trading the plan. All of those things have been instrumental. I would say all three of those.
Absolutely. And that's something that we started to do. After every review, we're like, did you follow the plan? Right. And now we're like, great that. Because that's going to be a big piece in trading. We can't control the outcome of a trade. It could be the best trade in the world. It can still fail. And you can take the worst trade ever and make money. Right. So we can be biased based on the result. And so judging the performance based on the quality of the trade and whether you follow the plan, that's all that matters. Another thing that you said that I thought was important was the data. I remember that video that I sent you. I was looking at your numbers. You were trying some other setups, right? And I pull up your numbers, and this one setup has 75% win rate.
Right.
I'm like, bro, 8 out of 10 are working. Yeah. Why are you putting more money in that? Just hit the gas. And then next thing you know, you're like going all in. Another thing that I have to give you props is because you're very quick to implement. And I think if anyone's watching this, from my perspective, something that has allowed you to move so quickly is you get advice. You also learn on your own, right? Like when you write me, it's like before I even say anything, you already caught onto it. You're like, I know what I did wrong and I know what I'm going to do next. But you're quick to implement. Instead of dwelling over the mistakes for weeks or months, you're like, cool, tomorrow let's try this.
Yes.
And so that's why I believe you've been able to execute so quickly. Now, what is just a quick tip for someone? Maybe they're trying to hit consistency, kind of like in that area where it kind of works, it kind of doesn't. Is there something that you've learned that you think could help someone?
I would kind of go back to the things that propelled me to this point in my journey is marry the strategy. I got a wife and I'm faithful to her. And there's a lot of other beautiful women in the world, but she is mine. And that's the one I stick with. Yeah, the other strategies are beautiful, but the growth, the intimacy, learning the intricacies of, that strategy, again, using an illustration from my wife, like I know her like nobody else does because I'm with her every day. It's the same thing with the strategy, don't get distracted, tempted. Marry the strategy, stay faithful to it, learn it, and just commit to it. I would say that's probably the number one piece. I would say that's above everything else because if you just do the strategy, you can still even end up okay if you fall short in some of the other areas. But when you start jumping around, you're setting yourself back.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is one gold nugget right there. That is a very important point and a great analogy, by the way, because that's going to be one of the biggest mistakes most people make. Now, granted, you want to make sure that you actually have a profitable strategy, right? If you don't have an edge, it's not going to work. 100%. But for example, if you came into a program like this, if you buy the strategy from somebody else and you pay money for that, use it. Actually follow it, right? The biggest mistake a lot of people go through is that they're getting started. They haven't mastered the strategy yet. And so they have a bad week and they think, oh, I need to go try something else. And then they keep doing this from strategy to strategy and they never really master anything. And we talked about this. The real edge is in mastery. You understand that strategy, like you understand your wife because you've been with her for years and you know everything, right? That's the edge. That's the edge. You see it and you pull the trigger, right? Imagine trying a new strategy next week. You have to start from zero again.
Yes. 100%. And I would say this too, just in case there's some other people out there that kind of think like me, is it's not that I ever try to reinvent the strategy or jump to something just way left. I was trying to merge strategies and indicators, and that's dangerous as well. Combining volume with order flow and seeing how that stuff played out in conjunction with the strategy, hoping that it would just add another confluence to the strategy, but you don't need it. You know, at the end of the day, you don't need it. It's just one more thing to think about that could either prevent you from taking the trade or enter in the wrong place, or just stick to the script. That's it.
That's an incredible tip. And the longer you go trading, because we've all gone through this, I've gone through this, I'm always testing, but the conclusion that I always come to is sometimes it's just about removing things.
Yeah.
You actually don't need more, and uncertainty is always going to be there. I'm never going to know what's going to happen next. No matter how many indicators I have, no matter how much information I have, I'm still not going to know. So I'm going to need to pull the trigger and trust my strategy. If I have an edge, it will play out over time. And that is all, man.
Today I was running on the treadmill and I was just kind of reflecting on my week because I'm back in the gym, and I said, dang, my mentor's making 1,500 a day. Now I'm making 1,500 a day. You know, it just felt good to know, like, I'm getting there.
It's real.
There. Yeah, it's real, bro. It's real, man.
Did anyone say anything when you told them you wanted to be a trader?
Every time I've shared with anybody, that's so hard. You know, people lose money all the time in that, and there's always something negative, bro. Every single time. I have yet to talk to anybody and said I've gotten into trading. They said something positive. So I've stopped sharing it with people, and haven't even shared it with my social media or followers. These are like, you know, some kind of close people to me, and I know they genuinely care about me. So I know it's from a right place, but I'm just like, nah, bro, y'all. My mentor is making $1,500 a day. It's possible, you know?
Yeah.
So.
And now you're proof. You're living proof that it is, in fact, possible, right?
Yes,
and
sir.
A lot quicker than people might think. And I think if you tell someone this, they're not going to believe you. They're like, what? That's not possible. No, I think what typically happens is people are going to start noticing the changes in you. You're going to be behaving different, right? You're going to be showing up differently. They're going to be seeing, you know, your financials going to change, right? And people are going to be like, what is this guy Winston doing? Right? Like, what is he up to? Right? And then that's when, I guess the trading thing is working. And I've had that experience too. And I typically tell people, especially when you're starting, I prefer not to share that in trading, especially because people have such a negative view of it. They're going to tell you it's not possible. You're going to lose all your money, just a waste of time. And I hear this from people that I talk to who are looking to get into it. Oh, my wife thinks it's a waste of time. And so ideally you have your partner, they trust you and they're in with you. But everyone else, I think in the beginning, you need to protect your mind. You need to keep that belief that it's possible and just ignore anyone that says that it's not. That might start getting into your head when you're having a bad week. That can play against you.
100%, Albert. And early on, you know, I was thinking kind of like we're talking about, tons of belief. Like, I got a great mentor, you know, he genuinely cares. He's got a proven strategy. Like, I'm going to figure it out. And then I start listening to all these podcasts and interviews, and everybody is saying the first year doesn't even matter. Like, being a stimulator, just toy around with it. You're not going to make no money. Year 2, year 3, and not until like year 4 or 5. And I kept hearing this over and over again. And I remember kind of bringing that up to you as like, bro, don't feed into that. That's not your story, you know. Just that's how long it took them, but that doesn't have to be your story. So,
yeah. And that's something that I've tried to be very conscious of, because if I'm your mentor and I tell you, bro, this is gonna take you 3 years before you make $1, that's already gonna put that into your head, right? It took me a while, but I'm not gonna tell you how long it's gonna take you. It could be a month, it could be 3 months. I don't know. But it's gonna be down to you, and everybody's gonna be different. Let those people talk about how long it's going to take. Bro, anything's possible. Absolutely. 100%. You get to decide that.
Yes, Albert. You know, you put together a great strategy, and I think you're going to continue to draw a lot of people because they see your countenance, you know, there's a genuineness there. So,
well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I think you ultimately have to align with the person that you're working with.
Yeah.
Super important. So, well, man, it's great having you again. I have a feeling we're going to have you again soon, probably like every month. When you hit your, your first 100K month or something.
Let's go.
So, yeah, man, I appreciate you giving us an update. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
course, brother. I appreciate you, Hilbert, man. None of this would be possible without your guidance, bro. Appreciate you.
That means a lot, bro.
Yes, sir.
Let's get it.